Hi, welcome to the Oliver Fetter YouTube channel. Today I am kind of doing a little bit of troubleshooting and fine-tuning on my 1.9 liter TDI, which I have just installed into my Mark I Volkswagen. And I'm currently running it as an M-TDI setup. This is my old 1.6 pump with an 11 millimeter pump head going through ALH injectors. So, kind of the problem I'm having is twofold. One is a tuning problem and one is just a problem. is first off, I don't have enough fuel anywhere. And this was a weird thing to come around to because previously I've had the 1.6 liter indirect injection turbo diesel in my car, and I've gotten very used to tuning with those injectors. And for everyone out there who's watching and has a 1.6, I feel like often enough it comes up like, oh, should I upgrade my injectors? No. So it turns out indirect injection injectors are pintle style, which means there's more or less like a hole and a needle that goes in it, and when the needle lifts, that big ass hole is just open and a bunch of fuel can go in. So in that style of injection, as much fuel as the pump puts out pretty much goes into the cylinder, which is awesome for fuel delivery. On the other hand, this is now a direct injection engine. There's still a needle that lifts inside the injector, but instead of that opening a huge hole for the fuel to just gush through, it allows the fuel to flow out of the 5 teeny ass holes that are drilled in the end of the injector. So what that does is right now these are stock nozzles for an ALH, and that means that at most, in terms of fueling, and this isn't a very scientific way of saying it, but the most you get out of these right now is a light puff of smoke when you mat it in neutral, and while you're in gear or on boost or anything like that, nothing. Clean as a whistle. 20, yesterday I took it for a longer test drive, like a break-in drive, and 20 PSI of pure clean exhaust, zero fuel coming out. So that's problem number one is, well, firsthand, I thought there was something wrong with my pump this whole time because I didn't realize how much direct injection fuel injectors will bottleneck how fuel was delivered. They will. And then, so that's the first problem is I need bigger nozzles, and I need way bigger nozzles. If I want to make my 300 horsepower target, right now we probably have like the 0.184 inch size or millimeters. I'm not sure what it is. But we have 0.184 nozzles right now, most likely, which is stock. And to make about 300 horsepower, I really need to be at the 0.360 nozzle size. So we need to go up all the way to the biggest thing we can buy, basically. And then the other problem I'm having is that I have both a knocking, ticking sound that changes with RPM, and I was freaking out a little bit because I thought it was obviously like the new engine I just assembled, and I did something wrong, but after listening with the stethoscope, I actually hear it mostly in injector 3 and a little bit in injector 4, and it's like a hammering sound from the injector body. So I'm pretty sure something is wrong with the way I assembled them or with the components inside that injector, something. So real quick, we're gonna do a teeny bit of diag, and I think it's gonna help. Is that I want to start an idle, and I'll show you what I mean. There's kind of this tapping sound. And then I want to try to crack this line, which is going to make a huge mess. But if I crack that line, which will make it misfire, and that tapping stops, I know it's in that injector body. Either way, I'm pretty sure that's what's tapping is number 3 and number 4 injectors. And that's not a good thing because in direct injection, how your injectors work directly impacts whether your engine runs well, doesn't run well, melts a piston, etc. And it's extra important. I don't know what I just said. So, the other thing I've noticed is I tried backing off my timing advance just now a little bit. Because I was like, oh, maybe, I know when you get too advanced in timing, that'll make a knocking sound too. And no change whatsoever. So we're ruling out pump timing. And it also kind of shakes, I've noticed. Once you get off idle, Idle, it actually is pretty smooth, but once you get off idle, the engine starts to shake a bit, and I would assume that's because 3 and 4 are having a slight issue. So, I'll show you what it's doing, and then we'll think about what to do. Okay, so what's going on? So right now it's reasonably smooth. If you watch, it gets less smooth. And then you can hear that knocking sound. Check this out. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Block. So now real quick, I want to crack this injector line and see if it changes. Yeah, that did it. It came right back. Okay, so that totally confirms the theory and made a mess. Suck. This injector is fucked. Turn the fan off. So, noticeable difference there for sure. Not so much undoing it, but when I redid it, super noticeable hammering, tapping sound coming from this one in particular, and again, a little bit of this one, but not as much. So that was really helpful because it means I can stop worrying about what the sound is. And now we know what it is. It's that injector rat-tat-tapping away. We're just gonna try this for a new angle so I can sit down. So, a couple thoughts. Initially, I've been aware of the fuel injection quantity problem for a minute now. It's been really bothering me that we don't roll coal anymore. And it also makes my car slow. My turbo doesn't light. A whole bunch of things don't work quite right with the small nozzles. Not enough fuel for how much air I can flow. So, the thing I was looking at, and I kind of shopped around nozzles for a bit, and if you recall my cheap eBay nozzles pop test video, I absolutely will not be using any off-brand nozzles in this motor because they're just junk. They spray like junk, and they'll probably make it tap even worse. So I found Dark Side Developments, which maybe isn't much of a find, but you know, they're not an American company, so I had to do a little bit of digging. And they offer their like G Bonita 0.360 nozzles, and that's the only place I've found something that big anyways, is what they carry. The downside is they cost like $500. The upside is they're definitely going to work, And then that kind of left my last part of that idea as, well, okay, do I buy their nozzles and rebuild them myself, or do I have them rebuild them for another $200? And initially I was thinking, well, I'll do it myself. Like, I feel like sometimes fuel injection services are not a scam, but like you can do it yourself and do it well if you like take your time and think through it and get the right parts. So could have saved $200 and figured that out. But now that, this one's tapping aggressively, and I don't know, it just seems like it's probably worth the $200 plus the shipping cost of sending them there, plus the waiting, to have them actually be perfect. And that thought kind of comes from the fact that something I learned while looking into this is that, injection places say they balance and pop and balance their injectors, which, I mean, anyone can pop test an injector with an injector pop tester. And I was like, what is this balancing about? And it turns out that at a shop with sufficient volume, there's nothing to balance really necessarily about how an injector puts out fuel. Like, you can't adjust that. However, different injector bodies will behave differently, and so will different sets of nozzles. Anywho, the fact that I can send my set there and they can potentially swap bodies with other cores they have there to make a really nice matched set, and then it's their problem if their nozzles don't work out well or there's any kind of issues whatsoever, I just think it's probably worth the extra cash to have a perfect set of race injectors. So that is what I'll be doing, especially after seeing that is actually what the problem is and what my tapping sound is and all of it, and the shortage of fuel, like everything put together. So I'm going to be sending my injectors off to Darkside Developments in the UK to be rebuilt, and I'm not sure how long that's going to take. I imagine they have to get mailed there, they have to get worked on, they have to get sent back. I imagine it's going to be at least 2 weeks plus. And it's going to run me about $800 at least. But afterwards, we should have a 300 horsepower TDI. So, anyhow, that's what's going on. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.